can end this war. We are capable of doing that. We were so clear.
You can't win the war. Hold on. Can you win this war?
Absolutely.
There's no
if you give
chance
us
of winning
enough
this war.
of the weapons and supplies, we can.
How much
We have gotten into the Kursk
how many
region.
lives?
We have gotten into the Kursk region because Russia is unable. Because Russia is unable to control their own territory.
You're not going to beat Putin.
We were able to do that, and we will continue doing it because we are fighting for our own freedom, for our ability to define our own future.
Then you should be mad at the people that want to push them into NATO.
Vinny Oshana from the PBD Podcast went on Piers Morgan Uncensored and took down an entire panel of woke weirdos, of woke losers, however you want to describe them. He absolutely annihilated them. Vinny, I think, from the PBD Podcast is one of the most underrated debaters out there, and people in the space in general. You know, a lot of people talk about Andrew Wilson, these sorts of guys, but I probably align with Vinny on more things than I align with anyone else on that, PBD Podcast. Are pretty mainstream in terms of alt media, if that makes any sense. Let me know in the comments below, what you think about Vinny from the PBD Podcast. Let's get into this clip here where Vinny Oshana shuts down this entire Piers Morgan Uncensored panel and stuns Piers Morgan in doing so. Let's check it out.
And Piers, can I make a point with that? I want to make a point with that, Piers. And one thing when it comes to the amount of money that has been sent over to the Ukraine, there has been no oversight with this. It was a basically lawless Biden administration that was printing money and sending it over. There is no oversight to this.
Well, again, hang on, Zelensky, hang on.
Yeah.
Zelensky made it very clear to me that it has all been audited, and he's very happy for anyone who wants to do another audit of it to come forward and do that. So let's be clear that as I think Mesa made a very good point there is a lot of bullshit swirling around about this war. A lot of figures are not the correct figures. Let me bring in Vinny. I want to bring in the other guests. Hang on, Rob. I'll come back to you. Got plenty of time.
Sure.
I want to bring in Vinny. Vinny's been waiting unusually patiently, Vinny, I have to say. So congratulations for your rare outburst of patience. Vinny, I want to play a clip to you, and I want to see how comfortable you feel when you hear the words of Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. Let's listen to him.
Trump,
he's a pragmatist. His slogan is common sense, of course, and everybody already sees that. A shift to a different way of doing things. But the goal is still MAGA.
Make America great again.
Make America great again. He's got a new cap now. Everything that Trump promised, he did. You see, this gives politics a lively human character.
I don't know if it's everything that Trump promised he did. And I feel like these guys are just glazing a bit too hard here, where it's going to make people hold on. Like, we already thought this guy was a Russian agent. Why is he glazing Trump so hard, saying that he did everything he promised? I don't think he did everything. I mean, I never heard of any politician that was able to get everything done that they promised. And I think Trump is definitely doing more than any other politician in that regard, what they're doing in his first term as well. But regardless, if you just think about what Russia stands for and what they stand against, and it aligns way more with Donald Trump than any other presidential candidate. They stand against all the BS out there. They stand against the trans stuff, the pronoun stuff, the anti-Christian woke agenda, anti-nuclear family stuff. They stand against all that. They make fun of it constantly in their commercials, their propaganda commercials, where they talk about how horrible and just laughable the United States has become and the stuff that they show their people. And that's always what they're attacking. They're always attacking the dumb trans stuff that's being pushed, and the men competing in women's sports and the pronouns. They're always there attacking just the nonsense and the stupid things. And Trump stands against all of that. So, of course, they would like Trump more because he stands against that. And he stands against the same things that they stand against for the most part. And it makes sense they would like Trump more. This guy's glazing a bit too hard. They're like, why is he glazing so hard, right?
Oh, now, Vinny, what's your response to that?
Hey, guess what? Common sense, Piers. The guy sounds like he's making some sense. Opposed to Joe Biden, because Piers, let me, and first of all, thank you for your service, Rob. I love you to death, and for the other gentlemen, anybody that's served in our country, I'm a veteran as well. But let's get back to brass tacks. But this is all because of this last administration, and there's a contrast. Joe Biden was a doormat, weak, spineless, and everybody, including Ukraine, including everybody, walked all over us, okay? Besides Trump is a matador, okay? He's strong, and he's America first, and he doesn't play no games. And you know what, Piers, just really fast, I want to get to why. And I actually took notes. Piers, Why is all this happening? Why are we where we are? NATO, why was NATO trying to expand the border when they promised not to all the way to...
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
To Russia's border. Okay, why did Joe Biden invite Russia, and you guys can look at the clip, he invited them to do a minor incursion. He basically invited them to attack Ukraine. He said that to Putin. And you know what? And now, $350 million, you guys can fact check the numbers. I'm an American, okay, and I'm a veteran as well. I don't want $1, here's one, going to any country when we have United States veterans, me and Rob are the fortunate ones, that are dying in the streets, that are homeless. I go to VAs, of veteran hospitals. Piers, it will make you cry, the type of service that my brothers and sisters go through, that served and fought and are dying for this freaking country, right? And how many people have died in this pointless freaking war? Because you know what? Up here's this whole why. War is a racket. Okay, all of this is just all about the money. And I want to know, what's the goal, Piers? Why are these people, these warmongers, they don't give a shit about Ukraine. They're just trying to mess with Putin because they want war with Putin. You know why? Which country has the most natural resources and minerals on the planet, Piers? You want to take a guess? Take a wild guess.
Well, it's Russia.
Russia, $75 trillion. It's all about the money. None of these people give a shit about the Ukrainian soldiers, Piers. Zero. And you guys...
That's a great point by Vinny, man, especially on the point about the veterans. I talk about that all the time, too. And then when you add on top of what Vinny said here to this Piers Morgan panel and to Piers himself about the veterans dying on the streets, and you add on to there are just, you know, illegal immigrants being housed and prioritized above these homeless veterans, it makes it that much worse. And yeah, Vinny probably has the veteran very close to his heart here because he's a veteran himself. But also, there's just a lot of other issues inside the United States that need to be solved before we even send $1 to another country, and I 100% agree there. Not just homeless veterans issue, but although that should be up there with issues we should be solving. We should be solving the immigration crisis. Number one, the economy. Number two, the crime issue. Number three, I know the Democrats will act like none of these things are happening, and it's all smoke and mirrors, or they got worse under Joe Biden, but they 100% did, and they need to be solved and buttoned up. And we could go on forever and ever about this, but it's just ridiculous that we'd be sending $1, much less $350 million, or what was it, $350 billion. I can't even keep up. These numbers are just unfathomable for me to even speak on them. Had to be $350 billion that we sent to Ukraine, and it's just ridiculous, man. I don't know why that's happening. It can't be happening to a country that is struggling for their identity. And, you know, obviously we are still the world superpower. We're the best country to live in the world. And a lot of people disagree, but I still believe that we are there, and we are the best country to live in. We are the world superpower, like I repeated, but we are struggling. It's going downhill. It's not getting better. We're not stagnating. We are going down. And until we start to make gains, progress, I think we should probably shut down all foreign aid and start focusing within.
Freedom. What's the conscription that's happening in Ukraine? I've seen the videos. They run up to men, sons, fathers, uncles. They grab them out of the street. They throw them in vans, and they put them in the front lines. Who's the dictator, Piers? That's a dictator. Okay?
All right.
And I'm not taking sides with Putin.
Okay.
Two things, Piers, can exist at the same time.
Quickly, Vinny.
Putin's a bad guy, but this war is bullshit.
Okay. Batya, I'll come to you in 1 second. I just want Kira to respond to what Vinny just said.
It's very painful, and I just want to defend my countrymen, brave men
the
and
truth
women
hurts. I'm sorry.
who are fighting for our freedom. Because, you know, we are a free country. We were free and we remain free. We have chosen to fight because we were brutally attacked by our...
You're a very corrupt country, and I think that many of them, I know many of the men who are fighting for your country. Yes, they're brave. Yes, they should be celebrated, whatever. If they're, you know, same thing as American patriots, you should celebrate your own veterans for sure. But a lot of them are being forced by Zelensky to go and fight, and they don't have a choice. So it's not like they're making the brave choice, fight for their nation. They're just being forced by your corrupt leader to go and defend your corrupt country. Let's be real about it. Cat's out the bag. That's what's happening.
Who just came in to torture, to rape, to kill, and we decided that we will not capitulate, we will stand for ourselves. And the world is watching, and the only thing that we are asking is to support us, that we can end this war. We are capable of doing that. We were so clear.
You can't win the war. Hold on, can you win this war?
Absolutely.
No,
if you give us enough of the weapons and supplies, we can.
How much
we have gotten into the cursed
$1 trillion,
region.
how many lives?
We have gotten into the cursed region
Okay, don't talk over each other. Vinny,
because Russia is unable to control their own territory.
You're not going to beat Putin.
We were able to do that, and we will continue doing it because we are fighting for our own freedom, for our ability to define our own future.
Then you should be mad at the people that want to push them into NATO.
Question.
Why?
Let me answer to what you have asked me, right?
Go ahead.
You want to hear the answer.
Yeah,
if
I want to hear
it. It's so ridiculous, man. Like, there is no... I mean, Vinny is completely correct here. There is no winning this war if you're Ukraine. There's no winning this war if you're anybody except for Russia. Because Putin has a legacy that he needs to uphold. He needs to create and uphold. He needs to do more for the oligarchs to be happy. And... I just don't. I want to make sure I watch what I say here. I don't want to say anything too sketchy, but I believe that there's a high percentage chance that if the United States were to step in and defend Ukraine enough to where they could win the war and Russia would lose, there's a high chance of nuclear war at that point against the United States, because we would have to be the ones that go win the war. Ukraine has no chance at doing it at all. Zero. And why the hell would we step in and risk nuclear war, risk the end of civilization as we know it, to defend Ukraine, a country that we don't really care about? I don't care about Ukraine at all. Why would we risk that? It's such a dumb risk to take. Vinny's completely correct here.
Money, right? So why is aggression being pushed on Ukraine and not on Russian frozen assets? $300 billion right now in Belgium Euroclear. We are happy that Trump confiscates that and uses for whatever he needs. Why it has not been done? Why? If it's all about money.
I'm very curious to hear what you all think about this, about Vinny going on Piers Morgan and just absolutely laying out this whole woke panel. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out a ton, and I really will see you all in the next one. Peace.